Okay, so last time I think we learned till U, right? Dirgha U.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
A, A, E, E, U, U. And we also saw various examples and words from that. We will continue from there. Further, after U. Now here if you see from A, E, U till U, the letters are quite common like we have in Hindi also, Hindi, Marathi and so on. Those are familiar. But from the next letter that is there, R, I'll share my screen. R Shabdam that is there. From there, the speciality of Sanskrit starts in, because these letters are common only to Sanskrit Varnamala, not to Hindi Varnamala also. Though those words are there in the language, say for example, Rishi also, from R, those words are there, but still they are not a part of the Varnamala as such. They are not very commonly used. But in Sanskrit, we use them quite commonly. Okay? I'll just share my screen. Just wait. So, now if you see, we have seen the first A, E, O. In this it is, sorry. Here if you see this image, I've just taken a random image. A, E, U. Till here we have learned, we have seen till U. Next letter that is there is R. R. Note the pronunciation. Many people pronounce it as R. Rishi we say. It is not Rishi. That is R. This is R. R when we say, like you can, if you want to note in English, it will be HRA. Somewhat similar. R. So H and R together is this sound R. So R is actually the pronunciation, not exactly even R. R. So Rishi or Ritu. Currently you have Varsha Ritu. Varsha Ritu. Rains have already started in many parts of India, so you consider Varsha Ritu. Or Grishma Ritu. Grishma Ritu, summer season. So Ritu, Rishi. These are words which come with the first R. So I'll write and show you. Okay, all of you can see me? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
One second. The screen is also being shared. So, how we write this word? Rishi. So, put a line like this. Danda. Pull a tail. Like a tail, it should come out. Somewhat like an E. Now, there are different ways of writing this R also. Or how you write, some people if you see, they will write it this way. This way also you can write it. So this is a more popular way of writing, but then it gets a bit confusing. That's the reason. A common way you can write is put a line, put a this, dandaha, like you can say an horizontal V also, dandaha, and you just have to pull it down. R. R. Now I'll write and show. The sound is somewhat like H, R, A. R. R. This when you pronounce, why here you have to put in a bit of pressure when you pronounce R. Like for example, certain letters like the normal R when we pronounce Ramaha, R is normal, but Rishihi when you pronounce, there's a lot of pressure that we put in. With more efforts you have to chant. So it is R. Now, this is the first letter. Dirgha. Now from these words, from these aksharas, you will not have many words also. Say for example, Rishihi, Rituhu. Any more words you can remember from R? Not that common. So therefore, of course, if you look in the dictionary also, you will find, sorry?
Hridaya.
Hridaya. Hridaya is different. That is with a H and a R. Yeah, that is different. Hridaya. This is R. Rishabha. Yes. Rishabha. Rishabha. Rishyamukha is with a, some people will also write it with a R, that is H and R, that is different. Yeah. Rishabha. Sorry? Rudraksha, R. Rudraksha, R. So from R, that is there, you have Rishihi, you have Rituhu and Rishabha. Yeah, these are few words. Of course, in a dictionary, if you check, you will find many more words also. Now, a Dirgha form of this R. This is R. Now from the Dirgha aksharam that is there, you don't have much words at all. Again, we don't use it commonly. But how we write it? The same way like you write. Now in Sanskrit, if you would have seen, now from out of the 6 aksharas that we learned till now, A. So to write A, you have to first write A. Similarly, E. For writing Dirgha E, you have to first write the Raswa E, that is a small e. Similarly, U. For writing Dirgha U, you have to write the first U. So it becomes more easy to learn. Yeah. Next. R. Now here if you see, you put the same way you write. A horizontal B, a dandaha. You pull this and then you have to just put one more like a C also. This becomes Dirgha R. So R. So you just have to, if you see, if you want it in English, it will be HRE. For your understanding, you know, R, that is, it gets a bit prolonged also. R, it's not Ra, don't get confused. R. So R. Again, these words are not that common. That is, from R also you will not have much words, but these words are used between words, in words also. For example, Pitrunam, meaning amongst the Pitrus. So how you write the word? P, Pit, Pitru. This is nothing but R, Dirgha R. So usually if you see Dirgha R, Raswa R, they are used in words. Pitrunam. Pitrunam meaning amongst Pitrus. Yeah. In the Gita you have shloka Pitrunam, chapter number 10. Saying amongst the Pitrus, Krishna says, I am the greatest or the most superior among Pitrus is me. So that is this word Pitrunam. So usually this R and Dirgha R, they come in more of words that are there. Separately as such, you will not have words. Next, A, E, U, R. Next is Lr. This is again common only, specific only to Sanskrit language. How you write the word? Lr. You write a L, and then you put a C below. Lr. Again, you write it this way, L, and then you put a C below. It becomes Lr. This is half. It's not Lr. L is half. Lr. And from this shabdam that is there, it is very, very rarely used. In fact, in some books, in today's Varnamala, at times, if you refer to some Sanskrit books, this aksharam is not even mentioned in certain books. But we have to remember, it is a part of Varnamala. You cannot skip it at all. So it is a part of Varnamala. In fact, This verb, this aksharam also has got a dirgham that is there. So lr, that is also there. But in fact, it is said that in entire Sanskrit word you have only, the entire Sanskrit vocabulary, you have only one dhatu which is there. One dhatu is only one shabdam, one verb form also having this lr, that is nothing but kliptaha. So very rarely used. But one very common word which is there is, it is a grammar word. For example, lring. Lring. We have not learned this aksharam, so you might not be familiar. Lring. Lring lakaraha. Lakara in Sanskrit is for various tenses that we have. Present tense, past tense, future tense and so on. So out of that one is this lring. So in that alone, lring lakara is one word wherein it is one of the tenses that are there. Let's not get too deeper into that. But lring is used for that. It is a grammatical word to mention one of the tenses in Sanskrit, like present tense, past tense, future tense and so on. So that is one word that is there. So the pronunciation is lra. Lra. Now a dirgham form also, let us see. Lr. It is not again lra. Okay, please make a note of this. This is lr. Many people get confused. For example, I'll write and show you. K. We'll be learning this in Vyanjanani when we start consonants. But for now, if you see K. Krishna. When I write the word Krishna, Kr is the sound. Similarly, Lr. How will I write Kr? It is this. Kr. You put a C. This Kr is actually K and a R that we just learnt now. K and R together becomes this Kr. Slowly we will learn, but now just to get the pronunciation clear, I am showing you. Kr is actually K and R. So when we pronounce the word Krishna, we have to be very, very careful. Many people, if you see, they make a mistake while pronouncing. You yourself can see the way you pronounce. It is Krishna or Krishna, Kr, K-R-A. But you write in English, how is the spelling? K-R-I. Though it is K-R-I, we don't say it exactly as Krishna. Do we say it as Krishna? Kr. Kr is the sound. It's not Kri, right? Though we write it as K-R-I, we don't write it this way. We don't write it with an E. So we don't write it like this. Krishna. Do we say it this way? No. If you are saying it, you should correct yourself, because this is K plus E, which we have already learnt last time. E. So E swaraha, when we use with K, it becomes Kri. It's not Krishna, right? So in English, that's the reason it is said that whenever you chant shlokas, Vedas especially, you should not use the English text. This is the reason, because in English it is written as K-R-I, it can be Kri, it can be Kr, whatever it is, there is no clarity at all. But in Sanskrit, if you see, you write it Kri, it should be Kri only. But if you write it Kr, it is K plus R. So clearly you can see the difference between both. This is Kri, this is Kr, and this is the correct pronunciation, Krishna. One more version to this, some people will chant it as Krushna. It is not even Kru, it is Kr only. If you have to write it as Kru, U should come in. So how you will write it as? This is Kru, K-R-U. You see, again in some translation books, spelling of Krishna will be written as K-R-U. But while we pronounce it is again Kr, it should not be Krushna. That is also wrong. So how this Kru is made is K plus U. We have already seen U swaraha plus R. Kru. Together all three is this. Kru. K, U, R. Kru. So the point is, the correct pronunciation is Kr. So R, R, R. So when we are, this sound should be very, very clear. It should not be combined with ikaram. That is like, that's the reason I gave an example of Krishna. so that we get the pronunciation correct. So it's not even kri. At the same time, it's not even kru. It's something in between kr. So kr, r, r, lr. Now, for clarity also, I am pronouncing it with more pressure. But then remember that whenever you pronounce, there should be, you should not spit on people around. At the same time, there should not be a lot of, you can say a lot of sound when we make. Now because it's an online medium, if I don't pronounce it that way, you cannot listen properly. But when you pronounce, always remember Krishna, lot of pressure. It's as if you're driving someone away. It should not happen that way. Again, the way we pronounce, the pressure should be seen, but at the same time, it should not be too loud also. So the right way of pronunciation is important. It is kr. So the swaras that we learned, r, r, lr. Okay, till here is everyone following? Yeah?
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah. Could you follow the difference between this kr, kri, kru? I just wanted to show you the difference that is there in the pronunciation. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, lr we saw. Next is lr, dirgham. This is not at all used. It is only in that one clip, the verb that I told you. Lr. How you write it? Again, you write a l. Lr. Like we write a lr. You just have to put one more c below. This becomes dirgha lr. Dirgha lr. So, just putting a line so you get to know. Lr, 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 lr. Now it was said that in earlier times, whenever you use the maybe Vedic text or so, in certain Veda mantras, you will have this shabdam, you will have this aksharam that is there in few words, but that is also very, very rare. But at the same time, we cannot skip this aksharam. That's the reason it is included in the Varnamala. Maybe hardly one or two examples you can get to see of this letter. Yeah. So, r, just quickly see the four aksharams that we learned today. One is r. For this you get an example: Rishi, Rishabhaha, Rituhu. Next is Dirgham, R, R. Further, Lr, Lr. Dirgham, Lr. Further is Dirgham, Lr. Next, till here if you see, they are all original swaras. The next set of swaras, I'll again share my screen. So, if you can see in the Varnamala chart also, the next few words that are there: a, e, u.
The video is not coming.
U. Just check, it should be there. Can all of you see?
Ma'am,
Can you see?
video is not coming.
I have off my video. Just to you share the screen, you look at the screen first. I just offed it.
We are getting it, and I'm able to see we are getting it.
Okay. So just see the screen. I'm just showing you the Varnamala chart. A, e, u,
Ma'am, screen
r.
is not coming.
Leave and join. Maybe there will be a network. Yeah.
Screen.
A, e, u, r, lr, lr. Till here, these were all original swaras that are there. Now the next four, if you see, the last four that you can see in the second line, A, I, O and OU. A, I, O, OU. These are a combination of the swaras which we have already learnt. That is the combination of these swaras. Now let's have a look. I'll again on my video. Stop sharing so you look at the video. The next that we saw, A. Now many times this word that is there is very, very common, right? We pronounce every time A, or even the English letter A. The equivalent for that is this aksharam A. Now A, how you write is, put a line. A. Again I'll show you. like a twist, then you write A. This is the Shabdam A. Now, how is this letter formed? For example, Eva is a meaning. For example, Aham, Sanskritam, Eva vadami. Aham, Sanskritam, Eva vadami. Eva artham?
Only.
Uttamam. So, the way I pronounce, look, hearing that only you could make out the artham. Eva. Sukham eva, meaning happiness only. So, eva, this shabdam that is there, it means only. So, there is where you get this aksharam, eva. Now, A, I told you it is a mixture of two swaras. Which are those swaras? If you would have noticed to the hearing that is there, A, it is actually a combination of A and E. So, A, E together. A plus E. Raswa E is A. A Raswa E together becomes A. Eva, evam. For example, evam is plus. Like say, for example, if I say aham phalam fruit, phalam jalam evam pibami. Evam is together. So I have fruits and water together. So somewhat together is evam, along with evam. So a, E together we get this swara A. So A is the next swara. Now these are swaras. The last four that we are going to see out of the list, A, I. The next is I. And O, Au. These are all actually combined swaras. You call them as samyukta swaras, meaning they are a combination of the original swaras which we saw. For example, A is A plus E. Any words that you can remember from A? Ekam, उत्तम. Ekam और एकः बालकः, एकम एकदन्तः, उत्तम. Another word for Ganeshah, एकदन्तः. Sorry? Ekadashi, उत्तम. Ekadashi, ekam, eva, ekadantah, etad. Okay. Now these are all few words I'll tell you. Etad meaning this. THIS, this. Something in Sanskrit grammar, if you see, to denote something that is nearby. For example, tad is that. Etad, if I have to see, it is this. Okay, maybe in the later classes when we might learn Sanskrit or so, at that time it will be more clear. But etad, it actually means this. Now, depending on the lingam, that is depending on the gender, just for your knowledge, note down, words keep changing in Sanskrit. For example, this and that in English is common. This boy, this girl, this thing, same, right? Pullingam, Strilingam, Napusakalingam. Masculine, feminine, neuter, it remains the same. This. That boy, that girl, that thing. But in Sanskrit, it is not so. It keeps changing as per lingam, as per gender. So therefore, etad is specifically used for Napusakalingam only. But eshaha, if we say, eshaha pullingam, eshaha balakaha, meaning this is a boy. Eshaha balakaha. There also you have this aksharam A. Eshaha balakaha. Esha strilingam. Esha balika. Etad pustakam, book. Etad pustakam. So in all three words, meaning is the same. Eshaha, esha, etad, meaning is same, this. But depending on the gender, depending on the lingam, the words keep different. Astu. Nyatam va, am, na. Artham nyatam va.
Yatamka means did you understand?
Am artham.
Yes.
Na artham.
No.
अस्तु तर्हि ज्ञातं वा सो यू हैव टू जस्ट से आम अथवा न अस्तु नेक्स्ट दैट वी लर्न ए सो फ्रॉम ए वी सॉ मेनी वर्ड्स एकदन्तः एकम एकः एषः एषा एतद् and so on ekadashi so a next is I next aksharam I again you write it same as a put a small line a you write it a as it is you have to put a symbol above that becomes I this is I that's you put a you call it as matra in common language so I how you write it is for your understanding I'm just writing I okay. So again you write it as it is a and then it becomes I is a combination of a plus e but here the only difference is this dirgha e so you see rasva dirgham also makes a major difference a plus rasva is nothing but small a plus rasva e is a whereas a plus dirgha e is I so a plus dirgha e that's the reason when you pronounce also e u if you pronounce it clearly you don't even have to use the word dirgha e rasva e listening to the pronunciation only people should be able to make out oh it is dirgha e u that's the reason when few of us when we learn shlokas or so you would have noticed not only in our classes in general if you see the teacher will always tell you no it is dirgham it is rasvam why because these are differences the letter itself changes so this is the importance of pronouncing anything properly whereas it is rasva whereas it is dirgha also the meaning changes at times if you pronounce it wrong there will be no meaning at all so we have to be very very careful when we pronounce so this is I'll show you the difference that is there between both from I shabdam ऐरावतः इंद्रस्य गजः ऐरावतः so a is a plus e I is a plus dirgha e a plus e I a plus e for your understanding if you want you remember a plus rasva e I a plus dirgha e so I shabdam ऐरावतः what else aishwaryam uttamam aishwaryam prosperity many females are named as aishwarya right that is this letter I aishwaryam aikyam
At what place we have to add the sound ha?
sorry what you are saying
Ha sound. At what places?
I
No. You say acharya ha.
Visarga we have not reached till there I'll tell you we have not reached till there hold on that is different so a I so I aishwaryam airavatah aikyam meaning unity Bharatiya Janaha Aikyam meaning the people of India should live in unity. So Aikyam unity. What else? Anything you can remember from Airavataha Aishwaryam prosperity. Aishwarya is also prosperity only but when you use it in Strilingam it becomes Aishwarya. Ekadanta has a and I there is a difference right ekam ekadantah aishwaryam there is a difference so I ainaka artham Hindi shabd ainakah is a darpanam mirror but it is a Hindi shabd not very commonly used in Sanskrit right Darpanam is the word for mirror in Sanskrit. Yeah? Next is O. O. So A, I, U, R, Lr, A, I. Agre. Agre artham? Agre. Next. Next. Ahead. Agre. Next what? Next is O. O. As it is. You have to put a matra above. Like we did for I, similarly, a matra above becomes O. Similar to the English letter O. Like we write a, dandaha, a matra, resha, O. Oshtaha, oshtaha, lips, oshtaha. Omkaraha, omkaraha, O. That is au. This is O. Au is different. Au is the next letter. This is O. What else from? Kim? Ojas.
What is the word for lips?
Ojasaha. Correct. Oshtaha. 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 Yes. Correct. So the word is Ojasaha. Ojasaha. Oshtaha. Omkaraha. What he is saying?
In one of the books is the
Ojovati. Ojaha. The word is Ojaha. So in various shlokas, especially the Sahasranama, you will have many words having this. Yeah? Having O. Kumarji, your voice is not very clear. I'm not able to hear you. Om. Om. Omkaraha. Om. That's fine. So O. Now this O is formed with a letter, combination of letters, A plus U. Like A is A plus E, similarly O is A plus U. A plus U is O. A plus U, O. Rasva U, small. Agre, dirgham. Au. O. Au. Next letter is Au. Similar to O. Dandaha. Matra. Here you put a double matra. The first aksharam which we are learning having a double matra. Au. Au. Au is two matras you put. Au. For your understanding, you can just note down O-U, Au. Yeah? Aushadaha, Uttam. Aushadaha, medicine, Aushadaha. Au. What else? Someone had said a word, Aushadam only was a word, right? Aupasanam, correct. The various karmas that we do, out of that one is Aupasanam. What you are saying? Sorry?
Avaya.
No, that is Avyayaha. That is different. No, Au should be the Shabdam. Aushadam, Aushadhalayaha. Aushadhalayaha, hospital also. Aushadha Shastram, Ayurveda Shastram, medical science. Aushadha Shastram. So these are words from Au. Sorry? Audambaraha. Audambara Vriksham. Dattatreya said is believed to live under that Vriksham. Audambara Vriksham. Audumbara. Yeah. Au is formed A. Can anyone guess? A plus
Dirgha.
U. Dirgha U. A plus U. Like O. A plus U. Au. A plus U. Dirgha U. Right? So this is the difference between O and OU. O, OU. So A, I, U, U, R, L, A, I, O, OU. So O, A plus Rasva U. OU, A plus Dirgha U. OU. O, OU. Here also we have to be very, very careful. When we chant something, when we pronounce something, there is a difference. Many people we get confused. O, OU will not make a difference. For example, Aushadham. In Hindi, if you see, when we pronounce Aushad, we say Aushad. So many people will feel that it is Oshad. It's not so. This is O and this is OU. So this one matra that is there makes the difference in the pronunciation. So we have to be very, very careful where it is O and where it is OU. Similarly, where it is A and where it is I. I am saying is, if most of, like, you take the Gita or anything, if you read something, these are the most common mistakes which many of us make. It is A, I, O, because the pronunciation is almost same, right? Just that one matra, a small sound difference is all that is there. So therefore we cannot make out very easily that. But these are two completely different words that are there, different aksharas. Their meaning also changes completely. Astu. Agree. With this,
it's a long one,
yes, dirgha, yes. Now with this, the swaras that are there, they end, the vowels end in Sanskrit. I'll again share my screen. Swaraha that we saw, they actually end here. Just a minute. So in the list of Varnamala, if you see here, the first two lines in the chart, the Varnamala chart, first two lines are done. A, I, U, R, L, A, I, O, OU. Now, the next letters. Now there are two more. In Hindi also, if you see, you will have a concept called aha. Many of us, we are very much familiar pronouncing these aksharas. Aha, a, I, U, A, I, O, aha. Aha, they are not separate swaras also. They are just symbols in Sanskrit. They are actually a refined form of the aksharam a. There is no swaraha separately, no vowel separately called or aha. It is an anuswar and a visarga, which we will not learn now for the time being, because they are not a part of these swaraha. And after that, the next that we start is the vyanjanani, the consonants that are there. But before that, could everyone follow this swaraha? What exactly are vowels? Could you follow? Yes?
Yes.
Astu. Now, we will just have a quick recap of what we saw. So I'll just share my screen. I have a few things to show you. Of course, all these links also, they are available on YouTube also. I will share my screen so that in the class we will have a look together. Wherein when we look at this, it will be a good practice. Just one second. Can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Very much.
Okay. Now these are all general videos that are there on YouTube. The links, everything, I will share it on the group, also in the description of the audio recording, so you can listen whenever you wish. Yeah.